Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Yesterday I had made a video on these little inspirational cards. I think I had done this one that I uploaded yesterday with my watercolor brush pens, and I'm going to show you how to make another one today, but I just wanted to show you where I got my inspiration from. So I buy these little cards. This one here is called healing cards. Then I have some angel cards. This one here is Power Thought cards by Louise Hay. They have great little sayings on them, and it comes in this cute little box. This one here is a box of 64. I am willing to change, and then there's just a simple little butterfly on it, and then you turn it around and there's a little bit of a longer saying on it. So I'm just going to flip through some of these. Look how cute these are. Just, I am beautiful and everybody loves me. I am totally adequate for all situations. Just simple little drawings. Anyways, I'm really inspired by these. And then this one here is healing cards, and it comes with a little book telling you like what each card means. But these drawings I just love. This is one of my favorite decks. But look at these with the little house here in the hills. It's kind of like what I do with the hills. Let me grab those. With the hills and the trees and the little house. So let's see, what's this one? Oh, the moon. I've done a lot of moons or suns. And so they come with like little sayings on the front, and then you flip it over and there's a little bit of a longer saying. And look at this one with the castle. This one with the lady painting. This one is beautiful. Let the beauty you love be what you do. And that's, I mean, look at, that is just gorgeous. So anyways, this is where I got my inspiration from to make these little cards. I just find them to be beautiful. They're just little works of art. Look at this. You could even just frame this one. Love is like a deep pool that never dries up. That is just so beautiful. Oh, look at this one with the birds and the angels. So anyways, this one here, if you wanted to get it, I don't even know where I got this from. It's so old. It's Healing Cards by Caroline Miss. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Anyways, and this is a deck of 50 cards. So I buy these for the sayings, but I also buy them for the beautiful little illustrations on them as well. I just love them. All right, so I'm going to create another one for you today. Let me put these aside. And mine are a little bit smaller. I just wanted to keep mine very, very small, that if somebody even just wanted to put it in their pocket and just pull it out during the day if they needed a little bit of a some cheering up or whatever, they could just keep it with them in their purse or their pocket. So mine are about 2 1/4. Where's my ruler? Mine are about, they're about 2.5 by 3 1/4. But you can make yours any size. You can make them bigger like the ones I had just showed you. So the way I start this is, just ignore that little line. This is just a practice one. I'm going to take my pencil, and you can start by making like little hills, or if you know what, maybe I want to make this one a moon. I did a hill one yesterday. I'm going to start by making a moon on this one. So I'm just taking a circle. You can get a little stencil if you want, if you don't feel like you can do a freehand circle. Mine are not perfect, but that's the way I like it because it's hand painted. And then you can lighten up your lines a little bit so you don't have all that pencil showing through, because your pencil will show through with the watercolor marker, or just watercolors in general. All right, and I also did, and I showed this in yesterday's video, but I did like little houses. When I get bored, I'll just sit there and I'll just do like a whole sheet of houses, or a whole sheet of flowers, or a whole sheet of trees, or even leaves, and then I cut them out. So, and then I just put them in a box, and that's where I keep them. So when I want to start creating something, I can just pull them out and use them for my little painting. But we'll put that aside for now. And I've got my Winsor Newton watercolors, and I also have my Arteza watercolor brush pens, and I also have my Tombow watercolor brush pens. And then I keep them in a container like this. And then I just pull them out with what the Tombow is really nice though, because you can actually see what color you've got here. With the Arteza, It doesn't fit upside down. They have the color on the bottom here, but it doesn't fit upside down in this box that I have. But I'm sure there's a box that you can fit them upside down, and I just don't have it. So it's nice, the Tombow, you can actually see what color you're using. All right, so we started with the moon, and I'm gonna grab my Tombow. This is a 26. Tombow doesn't have names, they have numbers, whereas the Arteza does have names. So they're a little bit different. I'm just gonna go around my little moon here. And I don't know what this is gonna turn out like. I'm just creating this right on video with you. I have no idea. I did not think this one through, but I just know that I wanted to do another video for you. All right, and then I'm gonna pull in a little bit of my, this is 55, yellow 55. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of yellow around, kind of in a swirly pattern, but I wanna leave some of my white showing through. Then I'm gonna take my water and my brush, and I'm just using a Grumbacher size 7, nothing too great. And I'm gonna just start applying some water, and I'm gonna pull in that darker color. I wanna pull that darker color in towards the middle. I do wanna still leave a little bit of that white shining through. So I'm just kind of going back and forth with my brush. You don't want to scrub too hard because then your paper can start to pill, which means it starts to get these like little white bumps on it, depending on what watercolor paper you're using. Obviously, the better watercolor paper like Arches will not do that. But if you're using like Canson or whatever, and it's a little bit of a cheaper brand, which is totally fine, that's what I'm using here, it might pill on you if you keep scrubbing and scrubbing. All right, I am going to pull in, let's do kind of a purpley sky. This is my Tombow 603. And I'm gonna go in just around my moon a little bit here. I'm just laying down a little bit of my marker. So just treat these like regular markers, but you can leave a little bit of white space if you want some of the white paper to show through, or if you want lights and darks, different values of your color. Just leave a little bit of the white shining through. I didn't go completely to the edge of my moon. I wanted to leave a little bit of a halo around my moon. And I'm gonna pull in, this is 685. Pull in a little bit of this. And again, I'm not going right up to that color. I just want some lights and darks. I'm all about texture in my paintings. I love seeing brush strokes when I'm doing my acrylics. I love seeing a little bit of graining in my watercolors when I do watercolor. Let's see, let's pull in 528. Again, I have no idea where this is going. I just know I wanted to create something for you. Now, if you wanted this to be really solid, you would just fill it in with your whole marker, but that's the beauty of this. You don't have to fill it in completely. And I'm gonna leave that green mark that I had there. This was obviously a scrap piece of paper. I'm gonna leave that green mark, and I'm just gonna leave it to be like my land, so my horizon line. So I'm gonna take 379 Tombow, and I'm just gonna make that horizon line a little bit darker. And then I'm gonna bring it down because I want there to be some hills down here. So again, I didn't fill it in all the way. And let's see, let's go with this one, 403. And I'm gonna have a hill come down this way. All right. And then let's do, I kind of want to do a darker blue. This one is 379. Oh, it almost looks like the one I had up there, so I'm gonna not do that one. Maybe I will do more of a magenta one. 685. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, that's almost like the halo around the moon. So obviously I'm keeping this painting in yellows and blues and purples. I guess that's just what I wanted to do. All right, so I'm gonna take my brush again, and I'm gonna start with my lightest color, and I'm gonna start blending it in. I'm gonna try and leave a little bit of that halo around my moon. Now, some of the colors blend in a little bit better than others. Once you get your pack of whatever brand you buy, just play around with them and see what colors work best for you, because not every color works exactly the same. Some bleed a little bit better and blend a little bit better, others don't, and they leave a little bit more of a like a marker type drawing. You'll see the line there a little bit more. So see how that light purple, that really just blended in nicely. This magenta here, I might have to scrub a little bit just to get it moving around a little bit. There. And you can always add in, and I usually do, add in just some of my regular watercolors, my Winsor Newton, just to kind of blend it out a little bit more. So let's say I don't like the really roughness of this magenta line right there. I can always go in and get a little bit of my Winsor Newton, kind of get a color that kind of matches up to it, and just kind of add it in there. Just put it around it, if some of the colors aren't doing what you wanted them to do. So this just kind of blends it in a little bit more. And you also sometimes just need to be patient and wait for the watercolor marker to do its thing on the paper. Sometimes it just takes a little bit longer for it to spread around. I'm just moving the paint around. I'm moving the water around on my page here. All right, I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna go on to my, my ground, which I did a little bit of this green color. So that's the first hill. And I'm gonna go on to doing this one right away, because I don't mind them blending together, but if you do mind them blending together, let that dry and maybe just do this one, and then you can go back and do the middle one so they're not all wet bumping up to each other, because they will bleed, but I don't mind it. And I'm just kind of scrubbing back and forth again. And I actually like when they blend together, so I'm gonna be pushing this purple up a little bit and blend it in with that blue on purpose. I just love the vibrancy of these colors, of the markers in general. I find them to be really fun to play around with. I'm going to add a little bit more magenta up here, and I'm just dabbing the tip right on that edge right there where the blue and the purple meet, because I love texture in my paintings, and I just wanted these to blend in just a little bit more. So, and the blue is still wet, so it's gonna naturally do its thing. I don't even need to add more water, because I just added the marker onto the wet paper. And I think I'm gonna do the same thing with the green one up here. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit and let it do its thing. And if you go over it again, it just deepens up your color. See how that, it's the same exact green I had done, but see all these values you're getting? You're getting the light value of the green, you're getting the dark value of the green, you're getting this mid-tone. So it just depends on how much you add. Let it dry, add a little bit more. You can even add it when the paper's still wet. Just experiment. These are really, really fun to play around with. I'm gonna add a little more water here. I want to bring that color up a little bit. There, like that. And then I can bring it down a little bit. Maybe a little bit more into that blue. That's really pretty. So they almost look like trees. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? Since they do look like trees, I'm going to add them in the background. I'm going to add a little bit more. Like there's some little trees back there. And you could do this when the paper's wet or dry. You're gonna get a little bit more of a crisp line. Obviously, if the paper's dry, you're gonna get a little bit more of a bleeding if the paper is wet and you're putting the marker on wet. But at this point, I don't really care. I don't mind it at all. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of, I think, regular blue, I think, from my Winsor Newton. I just want to blend this in a little bit more up here. and even into that purple. So it's okay just to add your regular watercolors on top of these watercolor markers. Sometimes you need to. If it's not the look, if you're not getting the look that you're trying to achieve, just add regular watercolors, and then maybe that'll help you out a little bit. And another thing is to just be patient and let it dry and do its thing. Let's see if we can lift up a little bit of this watercolor. Now, these markers are not very easy to lift up, but I do want this blue to be a little bit lighter. I'm just scrubbing back and forth. I'll take my paper towel and I'll dab it off. It lightened it up a little bit, but not a lot. These pens they're called watercolor, but they are a little bit more of an ink. So they stain the paper just like watercolors, but you can lift it up a little bit. I'm gonna try and lift up just a little bit of these trees. So I'm just taking water and my brush and I'm scrubbing them just a little bit. I just wanna lift it up just a little bit. So see how that's lightening it? But it's never gonna give you the white of the paper back. Watercolor in general will never give you the white of the paper back. That's why whatever you want to stay white in your painting, you need to use Frisket, which is kind of like a rubber cement, and you just put it on in the areas that you don't want paint to get on, and then you can lift it up when your paint is dry and complete, and you'll still have the white of the paper showing. Or you could just be really, really careful, like I was here. I still have the white of the paper showing. I was very, very careful, and I didn't go right up to the moon because I still wanted a little bit of that showing through. All right. I think I'm gonna dry this, see how it dries, and see what I wanna add to it. Okay, so I went ahead and dried it, and it looks really cute for my background at least. So I'm gonna start playing around a little bit here, and I've got some houses that I could, if I wanted to put like a house in the front, if I don't want any houses and I just wanted maybe just a tree in the front, and look how pretty that is, just like a little evergreen tree with the pine cones on it. If I wanted to get really whimsical, I could start taking some bigger, some of my bigger watercolors. I can trim it off, obviously. I would trim it right there, so you'd have the leaves showing through like that, so it's kind of like a close-up of the tree or the leaves, and you've got the moon in the background. I also made a lot of whimsical little trees, so you can add all different size trees on there. And let's see, and I did some huge flowers too. So even if you don't want like the whole flower, obviously right there, you could just trim it down so you just have half the flower showing. So just play around with it. These are supposed to be really whimsical, really fun, just creative, just let the colors flow and use your imagination and just be surprised with what the outcome is. All right, so I've got, let me move my watercolor markers. I've got my little box here that I keep all my stuff in. So as you can see, I have some bigger cutouts for bigger paintings. I have all my little leaves here, different colors, blues, purples, greens. And then I've got some really whimsical little organic shapes. And then I've got some cactuses, and I've got some, what are those called? Thistle flowers. And I've got some more just little generic flowers. So I have like a whole bunch of different things going on in here. Just some regular shapes. I don't even know what that is. Oh, and I even have, I even do fruit. So I have some strawberries in here. I have lemons in here. So it's fun. It's fun just to play around. Oh, I've got oranges in here. So it's just fun to play around with these. So, and make them all different sizes. Obviously, I'm doing really small paintings, so I need to use some really small little watercolors to collage it. But let's see. I'm going to pull some out really quick and see what I like here. And this painting has a lot of purple in it. All right, so let's see. Let's just play around a little bit. I'm not sure I want to put a house in this one because some of my houses are a little bit bigger, but maybe, we'll see. I really liked the way, well, that's purple. I really liked the way that this one was looking on it. That was pretty cool. Okay, so I think this one here I want simple. I tried a bunch of different things, and I think I just want this one simple. A house is just not, I just don't think a little house is needed in this one. I'm gonna take my tacky glue. You can find this stuff anywhere. I think I get it at Michael's or Target. And you're gonna want to put it on just a little bit on the back. I use my finger. You don't have to use your finger if you don't like getting all messy. And just take it off your finger. And then I'm gonna flip it around. And not all of it is gonna be showing. I am gonna trim it, so I just wanna see where I think I want it. I think I want it just like that. So I'm gonna push it down. And then this tree actually should have gone in the back, so I should have done this tree first. So think about, you know, what's gonna be, how it's gonna be layered, what's in front, what's behind. I'm gonna lift up this leaf. I'm gonna put this tree right behind it, like that. Hold it down for a minute. This glue is really good, but you just have to hold it down for a little bit. All right. Then I'm gonna take my scissors. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna trim off what is not needed. Okay. Oops. It's starting to look really cute. All right, I think I want a saying on this one. And I'm gonna leave this one just a little bit more simple. It doesn't have as much going on in it as these do, but that's okay. That's okay. They don't all need to be, you know, like similar to each other with the little houses and all that. This one here is just a little bit more of a close-up. Let's see, let's think of a saying we want. Sometimes I even just flip through here for just inspiration. Not that I'm gonna copy what it says, but just words that pop out to me. Like wander, that's kind of cute. Wander is really cute. This one is wander where there is no path. That's adorable. Maybe I'll just put wander up there. Let's do that. So I will take a piece of scrap paper, and this is actually watercolor paper, but generic watercolor paper. And I'll take my archival ink pen, this is a size 05, and I'm just gonna write wander right here. And actually think about how big you want it to be. Do you want it to go all the way across? You want it to just be a little thing? I think I want this one to be sideways this way. So I'm gonna write, and then use any handwriting you want. I like using this really curvy handwriting. All right. Then I take my scissors and I just kind of cut it out like this. That way it's a little bit easier to maneuver around with the scissors. And I'm gonna just kind of make it like going around each letter. Not perfectly, but just to give it a little bit of a, almost like a bubble letter feeling. That's cute. Yeah, so we could do wander, even like that. You could put wander on the bottom, wander over here, just wander straight across. I kind of like it like this because like the leaf is pointing to it. But one thing I do want to add, and sometimes I'll add like little accents of colors with my acrylic, or you can use a Posca marker if you want. I've got gold metallic and I've got some silver, and then I also have sparkly, so it's like a glitter, a fine glitter. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of gold in here. And I'm going to take a brush, not a watercolor brush, I'm going to take an acrylic brush. And let's see, where do we, I want just some little dots, really little dots, maybe in the purple, going around the moon. And you know what, I could have given a little face to this moon too. Maybe I'll put a little face on here. I probably should have done that before I glued everything on, but I didn't think of it until now, so that's okay. We'll see if it works out. Maybe give it a little face. And I think that's it for the gold, just a little bit. Maybe, well, let's do the face first. Let's do the face first and see if we want more gold. I'm just gonna take my, my pen, and I'm just gonna do maybe like he's sleeping. Oh, that's cute. Okay. And maybe I'll put some gold on her eyelids too. Just a little bit right here. Adorable. All right, and I am going to add a little bit of glitter. Now, if I knew I wanted the face there, I probably would have moved this leaf down so I could see the whole face, but you know what? I thought of the face right at the end, no big deal. All right, I'm gonna take my glitter, and I'm gonna add a little bit of glitter to her, just to make her a little bit sparkly. Oh, that's cute. All right, and make sure you wash off your brush really good when you're done using this glitter paint, because it will stick to your brush. You just want to make sure it's all off. All right, oh, and then we also have to put our little wander on. And let's see, what else? Do I want to add anything else? And you can keep adding things to it if you want to, but they're just fun to make. They're just fun little creations, and I think I might even laminate them and just maybe put, like, I don't know, 12 together or whatever, and maybe just sell them as a little group. I'm not really sure yet. It's just something I'm experimenting with right now, but I'm having a really good time making them. They're just fun. They're just fun and whimsical, and just have a good time with these watercolor brush pens. They're very easy to use. You just have to get the hang of how to use them, how much water to put on. Do you want to apply the marker on wet paper? Do you want to apply the marker on dry paper? You'll see what colors work best. Some colors in the group that you buy might not work as good. So just play around with them and have a good time. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you wanted to make a comment in the comment section, if you want more videos like this one, please let me know. I'm having a good time making them, and I'd be happy to make more videos like this for you. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Have a great day and just keep painting.